Hey everyone. I'm excited to give you guys this update about, the sugar diet that I've been experimenting with over the last almost 2 weeks now. So it has been about a week and probably 4 days or so. And I've experienced a lot of positives, a lot of negatives. You guys probably saw my video after the 4 days, my pros and cons of that, but things changed again over the last, just this week. Just this week. So I wanted to give you more pros and cons about what's happening on this diet that I've been finding out and seeing. There's a lot of good things that are happening, which is great, but there's a lot of cons as a person who likes to lift heavy. So there's some cons to that and how I'm feeling and things like that. So I wanted to give you guys an update on that. So some of the cons that I've experienced the last 6 days since my last video, which was the results video, I believe. I still can't sleep. I even stopped my food intake in regards to all my fruits that I eat by noon. So I do fruits till noon. And then after that, around 1 o'clock, I'm hungry for real food. And that's when I have my first meal. And then I'll have one at nighttime. I don't know, around like 6, 7 o'clock, whatever time I get home, depending. Maybe sometimes it's 5. But yeah, so I'm still not sleeping at night. So I'm going to bed probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, getting up at like 6, only getting a few hours of sleep. But I still have a ton of energy. The cramps are still getting worse. Still have a lot of cramps, especially in my stomach. And then on this diet, you also get a lot gassier. So gas will just come out of nowhere. You won't even know. It just comes out. You won't even feel it, nothing, but you do get a lot gassier. And also I've been feeling, even this week as last week, is my head is still feeling like it has a sugar rush. So sometimes majority of the day, I just feel like I'm in a fog because of all the sugar. And I'm not eating candy or anything like that. I'm literally just doing fruits in the morning all the way up until noon. And I'm still getting that feeling of a sugar rush in my head. And my heart rate is still high. Like when I start thinking about my heart rate and I start feeling it and whatever, it's still high. Which isn't very normal for me. And then also the other bad thing I experienced this week, actually 2 things I experienced with this one event, was my performance is hindered in the gym. So what I mean by that is my legs. So when I go for like my little walks and things like that, my legs aren't very stable. I feel like my body wants to move, right? Because it has all this energy. I want to move. I want to keep going. But my legs just feel like they're very wobbly. And I'm not walking straight. Like feel like I'm not walking right. And I don't know if that's just all the sugar that's rushing inside of me that I just feel it, or I'm not enough protein in my diet or during the day, I should say, to make me feel more solid in my legs. So walking has been really weird. And also the other day I did Bulgarian split squats. And I wasn't very confident on getting that weight back up. My legs were wobbly. And I didn't have the strength, the performance that I usually have. Like I said, I have the energy to push through my workouts, to get them done, to do all that stuff, which I've been lacking over the past 2 months. And that's why I started this diet, was because of my energy levels were so low, and the doctor's not knowing why. When I eat clean, work out, things like that, I still have very, very, very low energy. No motivation even to get into the gym or anything like that. And I love the gym, so I love lifting. This is like, I have the energy to continue through my workouts, but like I said, it goes back down to having that performance of trying to get the heavier weights up. So that was a con for me today. I was very struggling with my Bulgarian squats this week. And also, again, yesterday I had an issue with my incline dumbbell press. Doing 65s, I'm usually getting around like 10 or so, depending, 10, 12. And this one I was getting like 6. I had no energy. I shouldn't say that. I had energy. I just didn't have the strength behind it yesterday to get those lifts up. And so I tried 3 sets and were horribly bad. I think one was 8, and the other 2 were 6 or something like that. It was really bad. And I decided to stop my workout altogether because that was my first exercise of the day, just because I don't want to get hurt. So if I'm not feeling 100% in my lifts or whatever, I will take a break. And yesterday I did have to take a break and not finish my workout. So I finished it today and it was a lot better, but I also changed something about it too. I did decide to kind of, before I had my apple and I had a banana this morning, and then before my workout I decided to have all my berries like I usually do, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, but have it with some non-fat Greek yogurt to give me a little bit substance to help me with being more solid and more strength into the gym, because sugar it gives you the energy, it just doesn't give you the strength that I'm needing to lift heavy. So those were the cons that I was going through the past, 6 days or so that it's been since my last video. But the pros are still great. I have a ton of energy. Like I said, I have a lot of energy. I want to keep going. I'm not scared of or having a lot of anxiety or anything like that throughout my day, because I already know that I can complete the task because I have so much energy to complete the task. So that's been a positive for me in my life. And also noticing from my last video, I had 2 days of cheat meals. And the greatest thing was I had no bloating. Usually after a cheat meal or so, I would have bloating, excessive weight gain, things like that, because I'm not used to any of that stuff. But I didn't have any of that at all. It felt like I think I gained a pound, and then I lost the pound over the week. And it's been fine. So that's a positive. Also, by 1 o'clock when I'm ready to eat a meal, I'm feeling fuller faster. So that was a positive in this too, is because, after eating all this fruit, I'm really, really excited. I love the fruit that I'm eating. But then when I get to my meal, I'm ready to have like real actual food in my mouth for strength purposes and just that kind of thing. I'm getting full faster, which has been kind of interesting. And then sometimes I feel like I don't want to eat again. Because you already had all the sugar throughout the day, so you don't care about eating sugar at nighttime, which is a positive. And then on top of that, like you're just not very hungry. So yeah, that's a positive. It could be a negative, but it was a positive for someone who counts calories and cuts and things like that. It's pretty nice to see and feel. So that's a positive. And another thing is I always look full in regards to my muscles. My muscles look really full. They look defined all the time, which is so nice. I love that. I love, what are you doing with your diet? Da, 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 da. Or, I always get a lot of compliments, and which is great. It's fine. Perfect. And I'm also feeling very thin. So every single time when you touch your belly or whatever, you feel just thinner. You don't feel bloated. You don't have any of that stuff. But a con to that, like in my other video, if you guys go back to that, is you still don't get a pump. So after the cheat meals, every day after the cheat meals, I did get a pump in the gym. So I don't take any pre-workout. I don't take caffeine. I don't take anything. The only thing I take is creatine, and that's it. So, and drink a lot of water. But after those 2 days, I did get a pump in the gym finally, which was a positive because it makes me feel better when I have a pump. I feel good. And then, so that was great to see. So I'm happy about that. So for the last couple days, like I said, I've been tracking, except for the cheat meals that I can't really track very well. So those days I don't have maintenance or calories for that. But for the last 4 days out of like the almost 2 weeks now, 2 days with just intuitive eating type of deal. I am counting the calories, but I'm not stopping myself to where I care to hey, I'm going over my calories or whatever. I've been trying to just eat like you're quote unquote supposed to. So 2 of the days it came out to be around my maintenance, which was 1,800 calories and over 100 grams of protein with 45 grams of fat. But the other 2 days was about 1,500 calories, 100 grams of protein, and about 40 grams of fat. And I have stayed the same weight. So I went back down to 126.8 today. And 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks ago, I was at 131.2 was the top. So I feel good majority of the time. My head right now, like it feels a little weird, right? I feel a little foggy. So that's kind of bad. But like I said, I have the energy. So going forward as a bodybuilder, this is not something you want to continue doing long term. Like people are saying, it is a fast, really. This should be a fast. It's not really a diet at all. But if you take like a week and just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to commit myself for, 3 days or something like that would be beneficial. I think that would be good. But keeping this as long term as someone who loves to lift weights and loves to lift heavy, this isn't like a diet for us to sustain. You need protein to build muscle. You're not going to build muscle off of fruits. It's just not going to happen. So for me, with performance being hindered and things like that, it's been a struggle because I want to continue to increase and feel good all the time. So I do feel that this is a great diet, and I'm glad I found it because it's giving me the energy that I've been looking for a while. As someone who counts calories and works out and eats clean, and cutting weight, doing that stuff, you tend to lose a lot of your energy because you're not eating a lot. You're cutting out a lot of things, and one of those things is carbs, right? Carbs and fats is what you cut out, and you don't have the energy. But doing this diet has really helped me to see that instead of the regular carbs that I used to keep eating, I love sweet potatoes and things like that, and a lot of veggies. I do eat a lot of veggies. I think I might be changing that a lot in my future days, is to add more fruits to my diet to help me with the energy, but not doing this as a long-term thing where I'm always having fruit only in the morning and then eating my 2 protein meals during the rest of the day. So yeah, I think I've been telling people it's a great sugar diet for people who are just starting in the process and don't want to count calories and do the things that, being healthy, people should be doing, exercising, things like that. This is a good way for those type of people that are just wanting to shed some weight, to get quote unquote healthier, and eating fruits is a great way to do it. Starting to eat fruits and things like that's just amazing. And having the energy that you need throughout the day has has worked wonders for me. And I'm really, really excited that I have found this. Well, God help me find it, of course, because, God help me find this one. Because I've been praying and praying to find out how I can get help with my energy levels. But I continue to eat the foods that I love, which is, all my protein foods that I create and eat. Like I just had a Monte Cristo today. It's lower calorie, high in protein. So continue to follow my channel because you'll be seeing a lot more recipes and things like that going forward after I finish this experiment, because I don't get to eat a lot of the foods that I used to eat all the time because I've been doing this experiment of all this fruit. So I just wanted to give you more pros and cons about what's happening with my diet, the results that I've had over the rest of the last 6 days, because those 2 of those days were cheat meals. So yeah, I'm excited. I think you guys should try it just to see how it is. I have other people trying it. I'm going to hopefully get their results soon. And it's a new experiment, and I'm excited to just see what happens. We never know. Take care.